So this video right here might have a little controversy behind it just because um, after everything that's been happening this week, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see people's take on it because I'm actually going to just, put forth both sides of the argument when it comes to supporting the Flash movie. And then, of course, I'm going to inject what I think when it comes to all that because, I've been seeing the timeline and seeing everybody go back and forth. I've already seen the hashtag boycott the Flash movie. I get it. But yeah, let's talk about it. Don't hate me. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right, let's talk about this, okay? Because it's on a lot of people's minds right now with everything that's happening with Ray Fisher and Warner Media. Now it's just Warner Media. Yeah, man. I was hoping it was like, oh man, come on, it's all Warner Brothers Pictures. They need to change the old guard, but then it's like, yeah, but it's also Warner Media too. I mean, there's no, obviously you got AT&T that runs all the stuff, the hierarchy, AT&T, Warner Media, Warner Brothers Pictures, all that stuff. And yeah, I'm sure they would all just love for this whole issue to just be put to bed, so then they could just put out their content. But yeah, when it comes to the Flash movie, now after everything that was happening, especially after what Ray Fisher dropped last night, yesterday, when it came to everything that he had said about Walter Mata being an enabler and trying to just like cover for people that were being shitty during the Justice League reshoots, and then him saying like, oh no, it wasn't going to be a cameo. And no, that's not what happened. They offered me a cameo. It's like, no. And I've even said that. I'm like, nah, there's no way. I mean, logic just kind of tells you that it wasn't just a cameo. And then I've heard that it was actually a pivotal role, not like he was going to be there like the whole time. Like it was going to be there like the whole time of like, okay, yeah. He's going to be like, it's just going to be a buddy movie with him and Barry now. But he was going to have a predominant role because you had to have Victor there. I mean, that's how do you do things? It just makes sense. Just makes sense. And I've said many things about it. Like I'm wondering if Ezra is going to end up walking or threaten to walk. And there's a lot of things that are happening. But the biggest question is, should we support the Flash movie? Now I've heard people go, fuck that. No, I didn't want this Flash movie anyways. Fuck this movie. No, I'm not going to support that. No. After what, if they're going to drop Ray, screw that movie. Okay, can see that, understand that, big time. And then I see people going, well, it's not the filmmaker's fault. It's not the Muschietti's fault. It's not Ezra Miller's fault. It's not a bunch of these people's fault. So I still will support it, just because I want to support the artists that that weren't really at fault, that weren't even there. And I'm like, yep, I see that too. Sweet. Okay. So what should we do? Because me, I like to take in both sides of the argument and then kind of just go, okay, now what do I think? I see both sides. Oh yeah, I see. Like, I've always, when it came to boycott, when people would make those proclamations about boycotting Shazam or Birds of Prey or blah, blah, blah. I always just like, okay, you can just go don't see it, but you have to make the proclamation like you're doing some kind of activism. Yes. But it's like, it doesn't matter what some of you do. It's like people are going to see it or people are going to not, because there's more people that don't know the behind the scenes drama than there are people that do know. So it was always like stuff like that. And then when it came to like Shazam or Birds of, I mean, those movies just naturally like didn't do as well as they hoped because, well, I mean, frankly, it just didn't capture the audience, wasn't released, the marketing. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things that we could talk about, that the reason why those movies underperformed. But anyways, don't they have Hamada on the name? Anyways, but when it comes to the Flash movie, the difference about the Flash movie as opposed to other movies, because then it's like, okay, so Suicide Squad, that's also going to have Hamada. The Batman, which everybody was excited about, all those we're just going to totally not watch because of that. And I was like, okay, I mean, if you want to, go ahead. I'm not going to tell you not to, okay? But if you choose to, I'm also not going to be like traitor, traitor, traitor. And I really hope that within the fandom, that doesn't happen. There's another discourse, yet another discourse where people are going to start like yelling at people for supporting the movie or not supporting the movie. And then it's just going to be more conflicts. It's probably going to happen. It's inevitable because it is fandom. It's not like I can prevent that, but I just really hope that if you're on one side of the argument, don't throw like humongous shade to the other side. But let me just provide you with this little like third option, this little third opinion, not just like boycott or no, I'm not going to boycott. This movie has yet to be shot. Okay. Rumor has it it's going to start shooting in April in the UK. But let's face it. Is it really going to start shooting when it has controversy behind it? That's the thing. I said it last night on Film Chunky Live. I was like, movie's boned. It's going to get delayed yet again because they're going to have to work this out before they shoot like 1 inch of film. Okay. They're going to have to resolve this. And that's the thing. I mean, the optics look really, really bad. Really, really bad. You're going to you're going to write out a black actor, a black hero. First off, that looks bad, obviously, today. And then, like I said, we got everybody else who's involved. Ezra. You think he's going to enjoy that? No. Him and fucking Ray were tight, man. They were close when it came to Justice League because they were like kind of like the rookies, the newbies. They got along. They hung out. They hung out outside. You think he's going to appreciate that? No. I suspect that he would actually walk if this was going to be the case. If it was saying that they wrote him out of it. Then he got Ben Affleck. He's going to end up walking too. And I said in my last video, I mean, I feel sorry for Ben because he just can't catch a break when it comes to movies that he's Batman. BVS, drama. Suicide Squad, drama. Both of those were dicked with. Luckily, we got the BVS that we wanted. We haven't seen the full vision of David Ayer in Suicide Squad. We were about to see Zack Snyder's Justice League, so luckily that was the case. But still, drama. And it's just like now, before they even shoot anything, it's like, shit, can't even be in a Flash movie. But see, my whole thing is, and I've told you guys, Muschietti's, from what I gathered, from my information, and this is coming from multiple sources. I know, may the source be with you. I know, I get it. I know some people hate that word. It's like a 4-letter word now. But that they are in his corner, okay? There are 2 versions of the script currently. Obviously, there's like 5 different versions, probably even more, that were written, we get all that. I've told you about that many times. But there's one that the Muschiettis have with Cyborg and without Cyborg. And from what I gathered from my information is they are 100% in Ray's corner. They're fine. They would rather do it with Ray, with Cyborg, and be like, what do you want to do? So before we start saying boycott the Flash movie, let's see what happens first. That's all I ask. It's like, this movie's not even filming yet, and we're already boycotting it. Well, let's see what happens first. Maybe things will turn around. Things will happen in the next couple months. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, look at that. Ray Fisher will be in the Flash movie. So that's why I say just a little patience. Let's see what happens first, because, and I am kind of in the side a little bit too of like, hey, the Muschiettis weren't there, and if my information is correct, is like they are backing him up. But then Ray might just go like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it anymore. And what's going to happen, and it might happen in like a live IG that he does or something like that. What if he says, hey guys, don't do this boycott stuff. Okay. Support my buddy Ezra, support the Muschiettis, support that. Okay. It's a couple people and blah, blah, blah. What if he says that? He tells you to support the movies, support the Batman. I mean, it is interesting when I see people, and it does suck. It's embarrassing to be like, when you're part of a fandom and it just seems like they can't get their shit together, right? And there's always like these fucking snaky type that are behind the scenes that are fucking things up. But the power of the fans have gotten Zack Snyder's Justice League, so it's just like, it's just interesting. But it's also interesting too when people are just like totally don't even talk about it. But at least when it came to the recent stuff, yeah, what Ray Fisher, it was making the rounds. So it definitely is out there. But yeah, when it comes to the Flash movie, it comes to Muschietti's and Ezra Miller. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's almost like they have to put out a statement. They have to do something. And like I said, don't rule it out just yet. You know, this thing has not yet to be filmed. Let's see what happens. And I think we should just be a little patient before we start doing the hashtag boycott the Flash movie. Not just yet. Not just yet. I say we just wait a little bit. Then it's fine. But at the same time, if you want to not watch it, fine. If you want to, if you're like still psyched for it, fine. Okay. But no need to bump heads about it. Really don't. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about when it came to should we support it. You know, I just think we should be just a little more patient right now and see what happens. Foist, because you never know. He might end up being in it. Wouldn't that be that would be another victory. If something could happen with all the fans and everything pushing support for Ray Fisher and everything like that, if somehow, like, yeah, it ends up happening, you know, we pushed big time for the Snyder Cut. Now we're getting it. The next venture, like trying to get all this worked out where Warner Media gets their shit together, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, look at that. Now Ray Fisher is going to be in the Flash movie as as what he should be, a pivotal role in the movie. That's what we can hope. That's it, guys. So let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about this? Hit that like, thumbs up button. I already know. I already know that. Like, just with the title alone of this video, people are just going to respond without watching the video on Twitter. It always happens. It's like, watch the video first, then respond. But, you know, I can't help it. It's whatever. All right, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. And, of course, follow me on all the sock meds down below, Twitter, Instagram. And there's a Facebook page, too, if you want to go and like that. Patreon, if you want to help out the pirate ship, that's provided down below. Or if you want to become a member of the Film Junkie channel, you can hit that join button. And then, of course, merchandise like shirts, hoodies, mugs, masks, all that stuff down below. All right, guys. Talk to you later.